So once you get to Medicare age, the average out-of-pocket expense for you on your healthcare is $18,000 to $20,000 a year. Now, what if you took that money and started investing it right now in your own well-being?
You're listening to Turn Your Soul On Radio. I am your host and visionary doctor, Dr. Brandy Victory, and my mission is to assist high-achieving women in closing the gap between feeling unfulfilled to living a life on fire. It is time, ladies, to champion our own lives and turn ourselves on. This is Living Victoriously, ladies. This is how you turn your soul on.
Hey, Dr. Brandy here. And one of my favorite things to do is to help women truly enjoy their bodies, to feel healthier, to turn back the aging clock from the inside out, to enhance their energy throughout the day, and to help them feel sexier no matter what age they're in. This is all accomplished through a process that we take together, but we begin with a personalized health assessment that identifies your toxicities and your deficiencies and the spiritual and emotional blocks that may be getting in your way of you living your own life on fire. And what I've found is that there's always room for optimizing your life, regardless if you're a career woman at the top of your game, a mom who has kids leaving the nest, or an athlete that feels that he's at peak performance. There is always room for optimization. And if you're interested in learning how to optimize your own life and would like to see if you're a good fit to work with me one-on-one, there are a few spots that I've opened up, and I wanted to make this available to my listeners of the Turn Your Soul On Radio community first. So if you'd like to apply, head on over to my website, drbrandyvictory.com/activate. That's ACTIVATE, drbrandyvictory.com/activate, and that's Brandy with a Y. And fill out the form. You'll be given an opportunity to connect with me, and we can have a deeper conversation to see if it's a good fit. So thank you so much for being a part of the Turn Your Soul On Radio community, and I look forward to the potential of going forward on your wellness journey with you. Hello, gorgeous humans. Dr. Brandy here, and today we are going to talk a little bit about you are the priority. You are the most important thing in your life. Can you let that one land? Yeah, it's a challenging one. That's why we're going to chat about this today, all right? Because I know, a mom has a responsibility of taking care of her child, but, what do they tell you when you're on the airplane? Okay, if you need an oxygen mask, you put yours on first, right? Because if you die, you certainly can't save your child, right? And it's the same thing in life. So we're going to get into that a little bit deeper here. First, I want to thank our sponsor, Purium Superfoods. They are the sponsor of the 10-day transformation program that will be starting June 2nd. And as a matter of fact, at the time this recording is published, that will be the last day of registration. So this is going to go out on Tuesday, the 22nd, which is the last day of registration for the 10-day transformation program. And if you are not registered, you need to be. You need to head on over to my website, drbrandyvictory.com/10-day. That's 10-DAY, 10-day. And get yourself registered. At least give yourself the next 10 days of your life to focus on your amazingness, to really take your consciousness and your body and your health to the next level. Like, what in the hell? What's 10 days? Like, come on, 10 days is nothing. You can totally do this, and you will have a group of women that will be supporting you all along the way. So, really excited to hear from you. If you're not registered yet, there are spots open, so get yourself on over there. drbrandyvictory.com/10-day. Thank you, Purium Superfoods. All right, here's the deal. You got to take care of yourself, ladies. All right. What is it that you need? Like, I want you to really sit with that and ask yourself that question. Like, what is it that I really need? So many of us, especially my mamas, they don't even ask the question because they just, when they become mama kind of almost in their consciousness eliminates who they are as a personal human being. And then they just don't even take care of their own personal human being. Like, right? I mean, okay, yeah, you probably brush your teeth and you take a shower, but that might be the extent of it. Some of you are out there getting exercise sometimes, and some of you are out there cooking pretty healthy foods, but all in all, like taking time for yourself to go hang out with some girlfriends, or to go on a walk or a hike, or to get a massage, or to get a facial, or whatever the things are that you like to do for yourself, like they get put aside. And then before you know it, 15, 16 years later, your child's getting a car and you don't even know who you are anymore. It's just a really sad situation that I see happen over and over again. Many of my mamas and ladies who are maybe entrepreneurs or in the corporate realm, a lot of the storyline is basically, I don't have time. I don't have time to take care of myself. I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to get a massage. I don't have time to go in and get a chiropractic treatment. Like, I hear that a lot, and it's really, really like not okay for you to be making that excuse, because I just invite you to, if this is your story, to look around and see if there's places where you can make time. Like, if you're going to make time for exercise, maybe look at your pattern. So maybe you come home from work and you pour yourself a glass of wine and you watch your favorite show on Netflix and just give yourself that little downtime. Well, what if you changed your pattern? What if you came home and instead of pouring a glass of wine and sitting on the couch, what if you put on your tennis shoes and went for a walk? It only has to be 20 minutes, because you can come home and take your glass of wine and you can watch your Netflix after that, right? But if you just make some adjustments in your space and your time for yourself, you're going to find that you're just going to feel so much better. You're going to be a better parent, and you're going to be a better leader because you're taking care of yourself. So you're teaching the people who are looking up to you how to take care of themselves when you take care of yourself. This is like so important, right? Maybe that's not going to work for you. Maybe getting up a few minutes earlier and doing some exercise for 20 or 30 minutes before everyone gets up is your deal, right? I have a mama who she struggles with the exercise piece so much, and she's told me time and time again, she's like, no, you know what? I found myself just wasting time today and I could have been exercising. So those are the kinds of things you look for. Are you wasting time somewhere where you could actually be? The thing is, the dishes and the laundry are always going to be there. You're always going to have dishes and laundry. There's no end to dishes and laundry and house chores. No end to it. So if you're putting house chores in front of your own personal health care and your own well-being, there's something wrong with that picture. And we need to have a deeper conversation, because we got to turn your consciousness around so that you begin to understand that you are the priority. You are the most important thing here. And that allows you to show up in your fullness so that you can take care of the people that you love. All right. So the thing is, if you're going to get up a few minutes early to get your exercise in, that means you have to go to bed a little bit earlier. So it's an adjustment. Again, you got to change the pattern of whatever it is you're doing. Because I know my mamas who want to get up early and do exercise, they also like to stay up late because the kids go to bed and then they have that evening time to themselves. Well, the idea is that you're just going to change your evening time out for yourself to having the morning time as your personal space. Okay. The other thing is, like, just kind of sit down with yourself and, like, I would even journal it out if I were you. If you're having trouble, like, really honoring yourself and making yourself the priority, I would journal out how would my life be if I was taking just absolute perfect care of myself and I felt fabulous about the self-care I'm giving myself, like disregarding all your storylines. What would it look like? For me, there's a lot of things that I like to do for my personal care. I like to go to yoga. I like to go to the gym. I like to sit in the infrared sauna. I like to get massages. I like to get facials. I like to get my eyelashes done. Those are kind of my top things. And meditation, that's like just kind of in there, but that's like, it's so ingrained in my day-to-day that it's not even a question. Like, can I fit that in? That just happens. But all these other things, right? I have to kind of schedule that stuff in for myself. And if I miss one or two here and there, it's not that big of a deal. If I go to the gym and I miss a yoga practice, that's not that big a deal. But if I find I'm going to the gym and not doing yoga, it becomes a big deal. I don't feel as much inspired as much in my life, and I don't feel on top of myself, like completely on purpose. I feel more masculine and more pushy and more aggressive when I just go to the gym. So for me, it's kind of essential to have both aspects of my practice. So just write down for yourself, like, oh yes, I would love to do all these things, right? And whatever it is, just take a look at it and go, okay, what is it that I can actually do? Like, what can I make time for? Like if a massage is going to make you, like a massage once a week or once a month for that matter, is going to make you feel better, you should do it. Like, maybe you're not going to get all of that stuff in, but maybe you could do yoga once a week. Maybe you could get a massage once a month, and maybe you could get a facial once a month. And that's like once a week or twice a week, you're doing something for yourself, right? And it's important for you to actually schedule that stuff in. So if there's something that you want to do, let's say it's going to get a massage once a month, call somebody and schedule it and make yourself an appointment. Like, go do it. Do it while your kids are in school. Do it when somebody can pick your kids up from school. Do it when your partner or your husband can take care of the kids. Like, ask for some support with this process for yourself, because you're going to be a better person for it. You're going to be a better lover for it. You're going to be a better parent for it. You're going to be a better everything for it. So you just got to, again, change the program, right? So your programming is, I don't have time to take care of myself. So you just don't. But if you did, how would you do it? And so just give yourself permission to pretend for a minute that you do have the time to do it, that you can make it happen, and just allow yourself to open to whatever it's going to take for you to make that happen for yourself. And then be consistent about it. Like, okay, I'm going to get a massage on the first Friday of every month when my kid's in at school. Do it. Just do it. It's so important. It's going to give you everything you need to be so good. And to take care of yourself first is like essential. Essential, right? It's way easier for people without kids to find this for themselves. And for you mamas, you got to find it. No matter how hard it is, you got to make this happen, okay? The hardest part is changing your pattern and shifting your life to a self-care filled life, and knowing that you deserve it. Like, you deserve to live a life full and on fire and feeling fabulous about yourself, and be a mama too, and be a career woman too, or be an entrepreneur too. Like, I tell you what, I don't have kids, but I would have a very hard time finding time for my self-care if I allowed that to be true for myself. Like, I've been in moments in my life where I wasn't doing a very good job at my own self-care. And I also saw my relationship getting funky. I saw my mindset getting funky. I saw myself getting fatigued and tired with life. Like, ugh, life is no more fun. I don't like this. This is no fun. Oh, okay. What am I going to do about that? Oh, I see. Yeah, right. I'm not taking care of myself very well. I better get a massage. I better get my eyelashes done. I better schedule all this stuff out. So, and time with my girlfriends. That's another really big one. Like, I just got back from the hot springs for my girlfriend's birthday, and 4 of us went down there, and it was the most exquisite time to be with like these 3 other women, these very vibrational beings, and having like deep girl-to-girl conversation about everything from sex to yonis to consciousness to herbs to love, right? And just loving up on our friends and learning about each other on a deeper level. And it's just wonderful to have that. And if you don't have that, you need to create it for yourself. Like, you need to find your tribe, right? You're welcome to join my tribe. We have a really good time. As a matter of fact, while we were there, I think in a previous podcast, I probably mentioned I was going to go there and be really conscious about putting my 8-week or my women's group program together, this new evolution of it anyway. And, I didn't actually really do that. But what did happen is my girlfriends were like, hey, let's do a retreat in Costa Rica or Mexico. And I'm like, oh, That's even better. So we're starting like at the top, and we're working our way back down. So we're going to create probably an 8-week program to back that up and to like help people understand what the retreat's going to be about and all that kind of stuff, and make it easy for people to involve. But yeah, it's just good, right? So have yourself a tribe of women. If you don't know any women or who are high vibrational, go over to my Facebook group and go to Turn Your Soul On Radio Facebook group and join in and just be a part of the conversation there. Like there's some pretty high vibrational girls there that are going to support you through anything that you need. There's just so many ways to do it. There's meetup.com, meetup.com. Like, go get on there. And if you like knitting, go look up knitting, and you're going to find a group of women who are knitting on the first Friday of every month or whatever it is. And then make that your self-care, right? So just constantly be focusing on how is it I'm going to take care of myself today or this week, right? Every day you should have some self-care. But for sure, give yourself some time away from the day-to-day stuff that you do so that you can get back to yourself. I go to the hot springs a lot because it gives me that moment to get back to myself. Like there's no Wi-Fi, there's no cell phones, there's no nothing other than me and my journal and maybe my friends if I go with my friends or my boyfriend, okay? But either way, I'm still taking time for myself. So what is it that you need to do to ensure you're doing your own self-care? So if you want to start taking walks every day or exercising every day, maybe get a workout buddy or a walking buddy. If you want to just kind of get out of your house and go hang out with some women who are knitting, go to meetup.com and go to knitting, or a book group, joining a book group with some women so you can discuss a book together. That's always a really enlightening thing to do, right? Making time to exercise. Like, is it going to be in the morning? Is it going to be at night after I get home from work? Is it going to be after the kids go to bed? I don't recommend exercising late at night because then it does disturb your sleep. So you might want to think about that. What else do you need? Do you need recipes for healthy meals? Or do you need to order food from something like Blue Apron or one of those places that will just deliver all the ingredients with the recipes so you don't even have to go shopping? And you can do that. I actually have a friend who's doing that, and it's working really well for her. She's having to modify some of the recipes because she doesn't want to do as much oil as they call for, but so she's steaming some of the vegetables, but all those vegetables show up at her house. And she does not go to the grocery store. It's really kind of amazing that we have all these opportunities here, right? If you need someone to guide you on your nutrition because you don't really know how to eat for your body type, get a coach, get a nutritionist, call me up. Let's do some functional medicine. Get a coach to help you coach you into your greatest life, because sometimes we can't see what's in our way. It's the weirdest thing. It really is. It's just kind of weird where we're like, oh yeah, I'm just kind of bumping up against some glass ceiling, but I can't tell what's in my way. And other people can, especially people who specialize in coaching or therapy or, that kind of thing. I mean, like, that's what I specialize in, is like looking at the energetics and the consciousness and the belief systems and the patterns and the things that could be getting in the way on a consciousness level or a subconscious level, and helping people break through that stuff. So, that may be necessary too. So if it's not me, there's other people too. I mean, I'm not the only one who does this work. And like, just pick somebody. And I'm pretty sure that if you ask for it to show up in your life, it will show up in your life. It will absolutely show up in your life. Like if you need something or someone to help you move along in your journey, it will show up. Just ask for it. Like, pray on that, meditate on that, feel into it, what it would feel like to have that person or that experience in my life so that I can grow in this way, and you will start to see it show up. So if your storyline is, I don't have time to take care of myself, I don't have time to exercise, I don't have time to cook healthy, I got to just go to the drive-thru. You know what? I'm going to just help you out here. You do not have time to not do it. You do not have time to not take care of yourself. You do not have time. You do not have time. How do I say that? Yeah. You do not have time to take care of yourself. Like, you have to make the time, because every single day we're dying, right? We're getting closer and closer to the end of our life. And every single day we get closer and closer to that place where it's harder to turn ourselves around. All right. Can you feel that? So trust your intuition and trust your gut. Your gut is telling you something, and it's right. Your gut knows. Your body knows. Your intuition knows. Align yourself to your spirit and follow that guidance. And if this is hard or troublesome for you, we should definitely have a talk. Let's clear your space in your gut. Let's clean that gut up, because your gut feelings are in your gut. Imagine that. And if your gut is dysfunctional, you've got constipation or irritable bowel syndrome or Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis or, any of these things, indigestion, any of these things where your digestion's not working very well, your intuition is going to be impeded by that physical experience. So not only do we need to address the neuro-emotional, physical, or emotional, spiritual stuff to address the energetics of an experience in the physical, we can also address the physical experience to support the energetics and the neuro-emotional and the spiritual. So it's important to do both. It's important to do both. The main thing is, just don't get yourself stuck in the I'll deal with that later storyline, or really even just bypassing your signals. So your body's giving you signals all the time, but so many people just don't even notice them or don't want to notice them. So they just don't feel it. And they don't even, like, later they realize, they're like, oh my gosh, they're getting down to this place of complete dysfunction, and they go to someone and then they say, oh, doc, can you help me out? Can you turn this around? Can you fix this for me? Doctors don't fix anything. I don't fix anything. I don't heal bodies. I open the door for bodies to heal. Bodies heal themselves. And the thing is, if you're taking care of yourself now, it's going to be way easier to prevent or to turn around anything that happens in the future, because your body will be in the rhythm of wellness, of well-being, and your consciousness will be there too. So it's something you can't not do right now in your life, okay? I actually went to this place called OsteoStrong the other day, and OsteoStrong is essentially a business. It's kind of like a gym, but you go there to work to strengthen your bones rather than strengthen your muscles, which most gyms, you're working out to make your muscles strong. This is a gym to make your bones strong. And it's so freaking cool. And I went there to explore it because I have patients who have osteoporosis, and I heard about this as being a very effective way of turning osteoporosis around. Now, I can get osteoporosis to turn around with nutrition and supplementation, but it takes like 2 years to actually see change. But with the OsteoStrong, they're getting changes in 6 months, which is phenomenal change for osteoporosis. And so I went there, and they took me through a workout for my bones, and I realized in that moment that, oh my gosh, this is something I need to be doing every single week. And it's only 20 minutes once a week. You don't have to go very often. So it's not like it's a big timed drain. And so I thought, wow, this is really cool. And I talked to the guy about doing it for myself, because I thought, wow, how awesome would that be to strengthen my bones, even though I'm not osteoporotic or osteopenic. And he said, yeah, absolutely. And guess what? The people who are ready or in pretty good health, who are doing this kind of workout, have a greater potential to prevent osteoporosis in the future. I was like, oh, great. I'm in. Sign me up, right? Because I want to live a life of prevention. I don't want to go down those paths of dysfunction and dis-ease if I don't have to. And so I'm going to do everything I can to keep myself at tip-top shape so I can feel fabulous and avoid all those crazy things that a lot of people are going through, right? So maybe the time thing isn't your storyline. Maybe you're not telling yourself, I don't have time. So I'd like to invite you to look and see if your storyline is that you have a money issue. Like, oh, I don't have the money. Because it's either time or money that those are the two biggest excuses that people bring to the forefront whenever I'm having any kind of conversation with them about investing in their well-being. And it's either, I don't have enough time, or I don't have enough money. But really what it is, it's not that you have a money issue. What you really have is a priority issue. to. Like if it was really important to you, you would freaking find the money to make it happen. Like you'd just make it happen. I've done that. I've spent thousands of dollars on a coach that I did not have because it was a priority. I was like, oh yes, I have to do this. And if it wasn't for that coaching experience with her, I would not even have this podcast right now. Like it was huge and it was a huge priority for me. So I freaking found the money and I made it happen. And so, yeah, so look at that. If that happens to be your storyline when you're faced with things about how to care for yourself, look at it if you're having the money conversation. And if you are, it's okay. Just recognize that it's a story and you're making it up, okay? And I'm going to say it again. You can't not take care of yourself. You can't not engage in your own well-being right now. Like right now, you have to do this. And here's the reason why is because the average cost of out-of-pocket health care. Okay, let me restate that. The average out-of-pocket health care cost after Medicare age is $18,000 to $20,000 per year until they die. So once you get to Medicare age, the average out-of-pocket expense for you on your health care is $18,000 to $20,000 a year. Now, what if you took that money and started investing it right now in your own well-being? What if you took that money and started getting nutritional supplementation that was specific for your own deficiencies or your toxicities and started improving your well-being from the inside out? What if you started putting your money towards investing in creating a better well-being on a consciousness level, on a spiritual level, on a neuroemotional level? What if you started investing in your well-being by going to like Osteo Strong or another gym and working out? What if you started using that money to invest in yourself now? Do you think that you're going to have the same propensity towards having to spend $18,000 to $20,000 a year until you die on your own healthcare costs? Out of pocket, mind you? Like, probably not. Probably not. And what if you could prevent that for yourself, like going down that path? And not just for yourself, but for your children, right? Because when you start to get sick, especially as an older adult, your children become somewhat responsible most of the time. So I've seen it happen over and over again. As a matter of fact, I'm preparing myself right now in my life. I'm working to support my mother. Like she's fine now, but I know the day is coming where I'm going to take care of her. Like, and that's my choice. That's what I want to do because I don't want to put her somewhere in a home somewhere. I want to be around her in the last years of her life. And so I'm preparing for that, right? But if you could help prevent yourself from going down those health challenged older adult years, man, what kind of relief is that going to be for your family and for your children, right? So just be a better leader, be a better parent, love yourself, take care of yourself, trust your love, and prioritize yourself so that you can be the best you can be. Heck, you might even want to join the 10-day transformation program. It's your last chance, people. All right. Whatever you do whatever it takes to turn your soul on. Thank you for tuning in to Turn Your Soul On Radio. If you're finding yourself living a more inspired life because of this show, help spread the light. Share this episode with every woman you know looking to live their lives a little more on fire. I'd also be grateful if you headed over to iTunes and left a heartfelt review, which really helps the growth of the show. I'd also like to invite you to deepen your connection with our community by joining our private Facebook group, Turn Your Soul On. And if you have any other questions, feel free to shoot us an email at admin@drbrandyvictory.com. Thanks so much for being here today, and I'll talk to you next time. May your soul be turned on.
This podcast is for information purposes only. Dr. Brandy Victory is not a medical doctor, and the views and statements expressed on this podcast are not medical advice. This podcast, including Dr. Brandy Victory and the producers, disclaim responsibility from any possible adverse effects from the use of information contained herein. Opinions of guests are their own, and this podcast does not endorse or accept responsibility for statements made by guests. This podcast does not make any representations or warranties about guest qualifications or credibility. This podcast may contain paid endorsements and advertisements for products or services. Individuals on this podcast may have a direct or indirect financial interest in products or services referred to herein. If you think you have a medical problem, consult a licensed physician.